Hi everyone, my name's Angelica and this is Soul Shimmies. Soul Shimmies is a community of women who are healing and dancing together online. So if you're interested, you can always check out the link below the video. Let's get cozy and let's talk about this very important topic that actually is contributing to our public health concerns at this point, because mental health issues are now more common than ever, and we really need to consider how we're going to approach this as a collective and as a community so that more of our fellow humans can be thriving and well and not in a place of debilitation due to their mental health disorder. First, I want to give a little bit of background about my personal use of mental health therapies and treatments, just so I can give you a little bit of context to why So I actually have had noticed that I had some struggles with anxiety and depression early, like in my mid-20s, I would say. And I always used to be able to cope by using diet, exercise, or socializing, my social connections in order to feel better. But then I got to a point in my late 20s and right after I hit age 30 where those things were no longer working. They were no longer working also because I was having physical health issues on top of the mental health struggle. And that was preventing me from being able to cope the way I used to cope with taking a lot of runs or by like eating really healthy, like fasting. I used to be able to do all those things, but I met a person who was working in tandem with a naturopathic doctor, and she was providing a trauma-based healing program that we could do alongside of all of our physical protocols, like our dietary protocols, our gut healing protocols, our detox protocols. So I was immediately drawn to it, and I joined her program, and she was a master licensed marital and family therapist and energy worker. And that was the first time in my life I was ever introduced to the concept of trauma and the fact that our body can basically store traumatic memories or stress from the past. And this can continue to play out in our day-to-day lives, either in the emotional, relational space or in your physical health, where it literally manifests as a physical health imbalance. But it got to a point where it was clear that my physical health problems were not getting better because of the trauma work. I got to a point where I knew that I could no longer go a day without taking some sort of medication, because I was getting to the point where I was physically manifesting anxiety, like I was getting nausea, I was shaking, I could barely sit down, I could barely sleep, and I would have multiple day spurts where I was just so upset. And I was in my early 30s, and I'd call my mother bawling my eyes out, like, I don't know why I'm so upset. So I got to a point where I knew I had to be medicated. And I'm really glad that I did it, because, you know, whatever your beliefs are on medication, you are fine to have them. But for me at that time, it seemed like in order to keep going and to get to be able to keep functioning, like keep my job and to continue to take care of myself, that I needed a crutch in order to just, break free from all that heaviness and all of those, basically the chaos that was forming in my mind and in my body, so that I could still function as an adult and I could still take care of myself. Now, I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. I also, after I got on the medication, that was when I really got into a serious belly dancing journey. I had done lots of belly dancing in the years prior, but it was like not as, I wasn't looking at it as a career path. I was still looking at it like just a hobby. And then I got really serious and I decided to get a private teacher, and she really took me under her wing and she gave me private lessons, and she taught me so much of what I know today about the art, and she gave me so much of my passion. She translated so much of the cultural significance of the dance to me. And that was also a big boost in my self-esteem and sense of connection to others and to myself overall, was getting really serious about belly dance at that time. And then lo and behold, as soon as I got into this relational space with a guy, within a few months, I was already just going right back into severe anxiety. And so At that point, literally all of the benefits that I had gotten from being on antidepressants went away. I remember like walking through the streets of Colombia. I was living in Medellin, Colombia. I remember just like the way I was at that time. I was so nervous. I would be overthinking. I would just be like walking to dance class, overthinking so much, but I was still going to dance class. Like, thank goodness, you know, belly dance was always there for me to anchor me. And it was the thing that kind of gave me a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, because even if just for an hour of belly dance class, I could feel okay, even celebratory, that was enough for me to keep going and to keep looking for an answer. And so at that point, I also found out about brain rewiring and brain retraining. So I'm going to discuss a little bit of what that is and not go into full depth, but essentially the doctor I was working with at the time, she had been working with me and trying to find all kinds of physical solutions to help my mental health get back to a good place. And she had finally decided, okay, you know, we're kind of not getting as far as you could with your protocol. So I want you to start brain retraining, and we're going to see if your nervous system can get to a calmer state where your body can actually start to heal itself properly. And so that was the game changer. That was really literally a pivot point for me. I started Kathleen King's Primal Trust program, and within about 6 weeks of the program, it was really difficult in the beginning, but I could start to see changes. I started to worry less. I started to just be more nonchalant. I started to like feel joy and laughter. I started to just, a lot of the burden started to lift, and it was really encouraging. So I was really focused on that program for like a year solid. I was doing the exercises every single day. I was doing my nervous system training, and it was just incredible. Like actually by my 6th month in Colombia, my last month, I was just such a different person. And I was excited to go to Egypt, and I was like, I felt empowered, you know? I felt like finally I was in a place where I was back to my old self, like where I was curious and excited and open to new experiences, and that was really gratifying. It's literally not just a one thing. Like, we all dream of finding that one thing, that one supplement, that one herb, you know, that one Reiki healer, any one thing, that one psychic that's going to prove to us or give us finally the permission to heal or to feel okay. I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts? What have you personally discovered about climbing out of mental health crisis or struggles? Or maybe you haven't. Maybe you're still feel like you're fighting or seeking, and that's okay too. I would just love to hear your thoughts on the matter, what you think has worked or would work. And that's about it. We're done for today. Thank you so much for stopping by and having a little bit of a beverage and a late afternoon tea time with me. And I really look forward to seeing you either in our social media platform or on our next video. Take care.